Alrighty, so I don't know if this is gonna be like a brand new full run of the bird, but I do want to test out the new, Festival Diane in some PvE scenarios, and obviously the most, I guess, looked at PvE scenarios in the game at the moment are either the bird or the deer. So I have used her a little bit with the deer already, but I have not messed with her at all on the bird. So we're going to hop in and do a little bit of a run. I don't know if that it's going to be an entire run or not. I mean, depending on how quickly this goes, I guess we could potentially do a full run, but I don't know. I don't think that you really need. I mean, it's more or less just looking at her performance, I guess. Normally I run this team with Arthur in this place. Like, I don't even use Matrona anymore, so I guess with having a taunt on the team, I won't have to deal as much with whatchamacallit. I won't have to deal with rushing ult in phase 2 or floor 2 phase 2, so that way I can blast Escanor's ult because I'll actually have what I need. But yeah, I don't know exactly what I'm expecting out of this, but I've heard that she's actually pretty decent for this fight. I don't know how true that is. This is the first time I'll be messing with it, but honestly, as far as I'm concerned, if you have Magelda on your... The game feels really loud to me at the moment. I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit. If you have Magelda on your bird team and you have her Holy Relic, this fight becomes so much easier. It's kind of ridiculous. So I don't know how much, like, I guess info you need on this fight. Like, I think the whatever I use next is gonna be kind of wasted. I think I'm just gonna throw this Diane card out because I don't really need it. I think more or less she's just gonna be for this taunt than anything, but she gets a level 3, or she gets a 3-turn taunt at level 2 and 3. So I don't know. This is going to be expiring this turn. She does have a little bit of damage reduction. I think it's a 40% damage reduction to allies while she has her stance up, which is nice. So we may try to take advantage of that if possible. I want to try to make sure that I at least go into the last phase of this with preferably Magelda's ult. It would be kind of nice to have Escanor's ult, and I definitely need to have melee amplify cards prepped, but I don't know. Honestly, this is literally phase 1 or floor 1 phase 4 is still like the hardest part of this run to me, just because like he can only be hurt by like specific cards, or you just have to have incredible attack. So yeah, there's not too much to worry about in the bird anymore if you have the correct team for it anyway. So yeah, there's not a whole lot that I can really show here without just doing a normal kind of run, I guess. I don't know. I mean, Diane, I'm sure Diane's gonna do more damage in the long run than Matrona is. You're obviously losing out on a bit of healing with Diane over Matrona because of Matrona's passive healing, but at the same time, Magelda does a pretty decent amount of healing on her own. Obviously, you can get screwed by RNG a bit and not pull the cards that you need, but it's kind of just one of those things that you kind of have to work around. So I don't want to waste any of these amplify cards, and these ults would be nice to have going into the next phase, so I'm just going to see what I pull here. If he puts any debuffs on me or anything, then I can try to take him off with Magelda, which would be nice. Ooh, he actually does cancel in this phase. If he cancels on melee, this is going to be quite a hard time. So let's see how this goes. I should be able to do okay right here. I think we'll just get rid of both of those. We can get rid of more than one debuff. I think we'll just heal up completely, or try to. This may be a misplay. Actually, I think I'm going to keep one. I know that I keep resetting here. That's kind of annoying, but I'm going to keep one of those so that way I can heal up a little bit, hopefully towards the end of the phase. So that way I can make sure that I go into floor 2 with a little bit more HP. I feel like this is kind of a wasted run because I didn't pick the bird for the week. And so I'm gonna have to beat all the way through floor 3 if I actually want to get like any sort of like decent rewards out of this. But you know, that's fine. It is what it is. Let's do these. We'll do the level 2, do the level 1. We'll see how this goes with this. So max damage there, very nice. 12k is awful. If I would have crit on that, or you know, maybe if he just would have had more buffs, that would have been a lot better. Ooh, didn't crit on that first hit, which did very low damage. We have some interesting cards. I don't know. I don't think Diane's gonna deal damage at all. Like regardless, I don't think that she's gonna deal anything. So let's try to hopefully kill with melee here. We'll draw Melee's ultimate next turn. We'll try to push a little bit for Matrona or Magilda's ult if possible, but I don't think I'll need it. Oh boy, if that would have crit, that would have ended it. Oh, so close. At least we're dealing damage though. At least we're not, you know, getting corrosion put on us. This ought to be good. All right. Pretty much no damage there. I mean, you do have a pretty decent amount of damage reduction. I don't think I'm not sure if her damage reduction is just flat out all the time. I don't think it is. I think it's only when the taunt is active, but I could be wrong on that. But I think we're good to go either way here. So this should be the whole run, or the whole floor. Nice. Okay, cool. Easy peasy. I don't want this to be like super long. Like I don't want to do the entire fight on camera just because I feel like people have already seen this a million times. I just kind of wanted to show like her performance. So I don't know if we're gonna do floor 3 in the video or not. We might, depending on how fast floor 2 goes. But it's already 7 minutes in, and I don't really think people are gonna care to watch an entire run just because Diane is on the team. Just being honest. So I guess the nice thing is, like I said, we don't have to worry as much about rushing Escanor's ultimate on this phase because we do have a taunt. Hopefully, I'm going to use one here. I could end up getting screwed on this and end up messing it up a bit by not drawing another one, but it's fine. I did kind of want to run Brunhild instead of the one Escanor on this team since I was using a taunt unit, but at the same time, like, I don't know, just Matrona, or not Matrona, Brunhild isn't as good for this as I would have anticipated. Like, she seems really good for it, but I just feel like Escanor's ultimate, because my Escanor is maxed out, it's kind of hard to pass on that. Like, it really is just, like, so much better. So, let's do this. I didn't pull any Escanor cards, which is really unfortunate. I think I'm going to pop that, maybe dump that, and dump this one as well. I don't know if this is going to kill. The Amplify card here is going to do quite a bit of work, but I don't know. Diane does okay. Diane does a really good amount of damage, and then yeah, she actually does end up clearing it up there. Okay, so I mean, it's not the end of the world. Like I said, I do have a taunt unit, so it's fine. So we don't have to rush Escanor's ult, so we can pop this. We don't have any debuffs to purge at the moment, so I'm gonna keep the heal at the moment. Let's go for I don't really want to put any, or like go for any ults at the moment. I know that seems kind of dumb, but I think I'm okay without the ults for the moment. 92k on Diane is not too bad. Obviously, like, I'm not expecting her to hit damage cap or anything like that, but you know, she's gonna do more damage than Matrona would do. She does not have a buff removal card though, which is very helpful from Matrona. So I'm kind of interested to see how that goes. Obviously, the big thing, or the big time when you even need the buff removal is mainly in floor 3. So I'm really not too sure what to think yet. I think this should clear this phase. Get a couple more buffs on. Honestly, just having Magilda's Relic just makes people hit so much harder because they just gain buffs constantly throughout the fight. Like, unless you just get absolutely screwed and not pull any of her healing cards or anything, which is another point for Matrona, I think, because, you know, Matrona can end up healing your characters to full and proccing her passive a bit, so that's, you know, kind of nice to have. But let's go for, I think if I just waste the ult on that this turn, we'll be fine because I can actually merge those. I think we'll throw this out, and then since we'll have the stance up, we'll just throw the Diane ult out as well. Oh, I forgot this is that phase. I might end up, yeah, I'm gonna screw myself here. I doubt I do enough damage here to. Okay, he's gonna get the attack buff, which could potentially be an issue, but I haven't ran the bird in a while, if you can't tell. So that, okay, that didn't do a whole lot of damage. 60k, okay, it's not bad. Okay, I'm kind of impressed. I'm a little impressed at the moment. I have infection on, which is kind of cucking me a little bit as far as healing goes, so I'm gonna pop that, merge these to get ultimate for her. Think we can go ahead and dump this, or I'm gonna be really confident in Escanor here. I'm going to, just in case that doesn't get rid of the infect, I think it takes off the first debuff, like the newest debuff. I'm not quite sure on that, so I'm gonna try to be confident in Escanor here and see if we can take the rest of this phase with him, so that way we can get his ult. We do, very nice. Okay, it's crazy how much like easier this fight is nowadays. It's kind of nuts. All right, so I'm gonna keep this. I think we'll be able to kill, honestly, but I want to keep that healed just in case he ends up doing any sort of damage for us to make sure that we're healed up for floor 3. Okay, Escanor actually hit kind of weak there. 212. I'm assuming this kills. It's a level 3. Very nice. 212. Okay, she hit damage cap on that. Very cool. Nice. All right. Man, it's 12 minutes in. I guess we'll try to finish the run. If I end up failing on this because of like a weird passive or something going wrong, then I mean, oh well. But I guess we'll just go ahead and show it off. I feel kind of weird doing that, but at the same time, I know for the deer, I'm gonna try to showcase the deer right after this, and I've not been able to beat floor 3 of the deer yet. So I'm not expecting to beat floor 3 by any means. If I can beat floor 2 as far as the showcase goes, then I'm more than happy, because from my understanding, to beat the deer at the moment, like, you have to get really lucky with a lot of like the passes that he gains, and that is just not something I'm interested in doing. I'm not going to reset like a million times over and waste like 60 stamina per run trying to get a passive that is going to make it doable. Like, that sounds like agony to me, and that's not what I'm into. So I think I'll be okay without it. Although I would like to start stocking up on materials. I'm pretty sure there was a leak I think it was yesterday, where I'm pretty sure Ludociel, like the base Ludociel's Holy Relic, has been data mined in the game files at the moment. So that makes me very happy. I would like to see how good that is, and if it's actually good, I'll probably try to make it whenever it comes out. So if I could try to stock up on deer materials, that would be pretty nice, but you know, can't win them all. Let's go ahead. I think I need to just go ahead and waste these level 2 cards while I can, because we're going to purge the blockade off at the moment. Get him out of the hands, so that way I don't have to worry about him just sitting there just in case he blockades me again. I think he does that move every 2 turns. Not positive on that. Probably should have used the Magelda card first before that level 2 on melee, so that way I could have got an extra buff. I think I could have stacked an extra buff. Not sure on that, actually. We can go for a level 3 Diane card, which could be kind of neat. That's quite a bit of damage, though. Oh, he does blockade us, actually. Ooh, yeah, he's doing a lot of damage. Okay, she heals back up quite nicely. I think we can push phase here with these. Melee's normally the one that ends up pushing phase 1, because phase 1, he just takes so little damage from everybody because you're still getting built up and you can only use level 1s. It's kind of a pain. I hate phase 1 floor 3, but It's kind of essential. You got to get through it. So, all right. If I'm not mistaken, that might be one of the bad passives. Increases the hero's attack by 8% for each stance or buff on the enemy when using a skill. Yeah, that's not ideal, but okay. Stance up. Let's go ahead and throw some of this stuff out of here. Let's use this first before we, or so we can get a little bit more out of the pulverized damage. I think we'll just throw the ult. I kind of wanted to push more for Escanor's ultimate, but we'll see how it goes. At least he doesn't have the reflect passive. The reflect passive would actually be really bad with Diane because she doesn't have the buff removal card, so that would actually be quite troublesome. Or at least with Matrona, if he puts on the shield at the beginning every time and you're lucky enough, you can kind of draw some of your, whatchamacallit, some of your, you know, buff removal cards and get rid of it. But yeah, not ideal. Which then again, the reflect isn't like super insane, but at the same time, it's kind of a hefty reflect. So let's do this. I think we're just going to throw both of these out. I'm pretty confident that the melee card does a bit here. But we're going to secure this, get Escanor's ultimate. Why he make that ping noise? Is that from his passive? I don't think I've ever heard him do that noise. Then again, honestly, I don't play this game with sound on a whole lot. Like, I normally play the game while I'm like watching YouTube videos or whatever the case is. So there's a lot of sounds in this game that I honestly have never heard before, which is kind of funny. I think I'm gonna go for Escanor's ultimate here just to try to push phase a little bit easier. The only thing that could be troublesome is going into the last phase if he gets one of the like revive passives, but I'm hoping that with the damage reduction that we have and the damage that we can deal, we should hopefully be fine. What does he disable first? What is it? Debuff? No. Oh, it's stance. Okay. So stance cards are out. That might end up screwing me a bit, but we'll be fine. Let's go ahead and pop this. I need to make sure that I get some damage out here, but at the same time, let's do that. I don't know if I'm gonna kill here. 81k into 162. This isn't gonna be super crazy. 94 is not bad. Okay, we clear this. Okay. So we don't get any more like permanent debuffs on us, which is good, but it's really going to depend on what kind of cards I pull. If I can pull a lot of melee amplify cards, the last phase is normally super easy, but we'll see. Removes the hero's debuffs, fully heals their HP, and increases all stats. So the full heal is probably the worst passive that you can get, which is quite unfortunate for us, but you know, we'll manage. I can't put up a stance card, so I can get Melee's ultimate here. I think I need to save his ultimate if I'm not mistaken, because he will put up a buff card at some point that has evasion and like buffs all of his stats really hard. So if possible, I definitely need to save that. 131 on Diane's not bad at all. We got a level 2 amplify card, which is pretty good. We didn't pull any extra stance cards, which is also very good. Diane is taking quite a bit of damage. Everybody's kind of taking a little bit of damage, though. Level 2 heal. Hopefully that'll help me quite a bit here. He puts up the buff next turn, so let's see how we do here. I need to make sure that I'm keeping up with Melee's passive buffs. So we should proc the passive here. Very nice. Okay. And then he'll put up the buff. We can remove it. The Escanor cards won't be super good, but they will hopefully they will do. Okay, buff applied. We don't have a taunt on at the moment. He still seems to attack Diane the most. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. All right, she goes down here. Yeah, with Arthur on the team, that wouldn't have happened. I'm normally pretty like on top of like removing buffs and stuff like that with Arthur, so I don't know. I guess whatever cards I draw is going to be the big kicker on whether or not I beat this. 157 on a level 3 is kind of bad. Got some heal cards. No amplify cards from Melee, which is very unfortunate. We have a heal, so hopefully we can stay in this. Double AoE. Actually, this is disable. That's actually super bad. Okay, we got a couple of buffs. This is going to be a really close call. I doubt I win this, honestly. 69, 139, 80k. I need amplify cards so bad, but my hand is going to get clogged up with these heal cards that I can't use now, unfortunately. Okay, 1 amplify. Oh, but I literally can't deal damage to him here. Unless this expires this turn, which it does not, I am not going to be able to heal through that. So that is very bad. Oh, I got an extra move actually, so let's go ahead and pop that. Yeah, I can't deal damage to him here. So, oof. I guess that is a fail. I think if I would have got a different passive, it wouldn't have been the worst. I think I would have been okay, but obviously some of this is still a little bit RNG heavy, so oh well. I mean, I personally wasn't going to use Diane on the bird team regardless, because I kind of already use like one of the best teams there is, so and it works just fine, so I wasn't really gonna plan on changing that. But hey, if you have her and you don't have, you know, X character, you can throw her on there, and I mean, she seems to do pretty well. I mean, the damage reduction and stuff like that is pretty good. Overall, not bad. I mean, I don't think that she was the reason that I lost by any means. I think it was just a little bit of like passive, plus maybe I didn't set up enough for the last phase. I think if I would have stalled another turn and just had him disable like debuff cards or whatever comes next after stance cards there, and tried to maybe merge into some ults and stuff like that, I could have potentially had a better time, but it's fine. It is what it is. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully this was helpful, insightful, something like that, because obviously the new Diane is pretty interesting. I wanted to make sure that she was, you know, somewhat good for this. But that is pretty much it for me. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to subscribe if you have not already, and I'll see you in the next one.